Welcome. Sit down, roll up, pour up, turn up and tune in. Because you're now watching the Buncher Bull Network.
What up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast,
What's good?
the Marlys State of Mind podcast, down here at the Bunch of Bull studio, as per usual. And you know I got a special guest with me tonight. My man, BrothaMans in the house. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, bro. Thanks for having me down here, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad to have you. I always like to say how I become to be introduced to the artist or how I come to find the artist to kick off the podcast. And I told you, you know what I mean, the brother Brody Casanova was the one that put me on game with you, bro, and told me I should link up with you and have you on and shit.
Yeah, me and Brody, we go way back, man, for sure.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, way back, bro. He was actually one of my first clients.
That's dope. And Brody's super talented in his own right.
Yeah.
And he told me about you. He was like, yeah, you got to link up with bro. And
I was just with him earlier today.
That's what's up,
Bro,
man.
we made some new music.
Yeah, man. If y'all haven't checked out the episode, you know I got a episode with Brody Casanova. So, yeah, check that out for sure.
Bet. I didn't even know you had Brody on here.
You didn't? Yeah, man. You got to check that episode out. But tonight's your night, man. We got you in the building. So for you, you know what I mean, I know you got a lot of stuff you're working on for the new year. Top of the year, we're going to talk about Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Beautiful project.
Thank you.
You know, we're going to talk about everything you got going on. You got you're doing blogs every day.
I'm trying to do like a little campaign run on social media where I'm promoting at least one song from the album each day. I'm going to do that for about 2 months just to try to hit maybe 10 to 100K. You know, trying to just like up the streams, increase the algorithm, kind of plug my stuff into stuff. Hopefully people start using the songs for just like day-to-day reels and shit. Yeah, shit like that, bro. That's all I really want. Utility with the music.
Yeah. So we're going to get into all that, but I like to start at the beginning of the journey.
Oh yeah, for sure, please.
Until we're kicked off for those that aren't familiar with you, so they can get familiar with you.
Yeah.
And while we're on that, tell them the best way to get a hold of you if they want to get in touch with you on social media or they want to stream some of the music. How do they go about doing that?
As far as streaming is concerned, you can find BrothaMans music on all major platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, basically any major platform streaming. BrothaMans, BrothaMans. Sometimes people put in BrothaMans, like brother, like ER.
Yeah.
You won't get.
We ain't doing that.
You're not gonna find that. And then also, there is some BrothaMans music out there with the lowercase m. That's still my shit, but it's like older quality. Like I'm saying, it ain't the best shit, but I'm saying it's still worth finding. Still finding
check
shit.
it out.
Yeah, but if you want to find me on social media, on Instagram it's @BrothaMans7, and on TikTok is just BrothaMans. So, I'm saying, try to be accessible and easy. Keep the name simple.
Yeah, 100%. That's a big part
Findable.
of it. It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Now, for you with the musical journey, bro, tell me about your beginning stages. What got you involved in music? What made you fall in love with music? Was it a certain song? Was it a certain artist? Was it a certain album?
Honestly, my family, bro. Like, I come from a family that we work a lot in entertainment and public theater and local theater up in Pittsburgh. So that was like the root of it. And then my dad's side of the family, everybody plays instruments. So like whenever we have like family outings and stuff like that, or like we're gathering together, yeah, bro, it's jam sessions, man. People pulling out electric guitars and drum sets and setting up in the living room. So it's like when you're surrounded by so much art, it's kind of hard for that to not cultivate some kind of appreciation for the creativity. Fast forward to high school, that's kind of when I started to separate from acting. My mom was a director and like a local actress and a costume designer, so she would have me in shows. And once I got to high school, I kind of wanted to branch away from that. I wanted to kind of get into my own identity as far as like my creative direction. And I found marching band percussion. So I played the snare, I played the quads, bass. By the time I got to my senior year, I was a drum major. We were making our own songs and coming up with stand songs and shit. And so all of that kind of added to a lot of the production aspect that people were kind of seeing and experiencing now with my artistry.
Yes.
And then the final piece of that was after I graduated high school, I kind of got to a space where I didn't really have a platform to get all of this artistic stuff that I had kind of been building up. I had the performance aspect from acting, and that was like since childhood. And then I had like now this appreciation for music and creativity through the marching band. So like I had to take those two things and find a new platform.
Find a way to combine.
And I started doing poetry, slam poetry. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And my first show was with Pyramid PGH. They did like this little open mic joint. I wrote this whole new joint. Like I'm like, y'all, this is gonna be fire. Invited a whole bunch of my friends from Point Park. They came through. And that one performance was I got addicted. I wasn't even rapping or singing. It was just poetry. But I was like, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be doing some kind of live performance of my own art being demonstrated by me. There was like a half of it, but in a good way, not like an addiction, but like, you know, a high, like, adrenaline rush that it was like, wow, the whole idea came together. Yeah, bro.
Going,
Bro, I wrote the poem on a bus, you know, coming home from class. Yeah. So like for it to go from there all the way to here I am, you know what I'm saying, on stage presenting it to people, you know what I'm saying, that made me appreciate it.
Those words,
bro, for sure, man.
See
for
them
sure,
come to life.
for sure.
Now, you said a lot, bro. I definitely want to unpack a lot of that piece by piece a little bit. Now, you said your family did music. Your family was heavily involved in music.
Yeah,
your mother was involved in theater, and you got involved in theater early, and you were doing the acting. Now, for you, how young were you when you started acting?
My mom had me in like commercial auditions as young as like 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I remember like my first show on stage, I was probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
That's like with lines and stuff and like, you know, blocking. And I kind of started phasing out of that by the time I got to like maybe 14, 15.
Damn. Yeah. So that's pretty early. Now, how was that for you to be that young and be in front of those audiences and be in front of those cameras and things like that? Did you have stage fright, or was it something that you took to naturally?
I think like a lot of people who know me would say I got a lot of energy. Yeah. So I'm somebody who I appreciate that attention and like that platform to kind of, you know, get it out in that way. Yeah. I'm also an only child, so I appreciate socializing and connecting with people. So if, you know, getting on stage and doing something a certain way makes people feel something, I think at a young age I picked up. I was like, oh yeah, you like that? Well, watch this. Like,
yeah, you were entertainer.
Yeah, you know, for sure. Yeah, and I always appreciated that about my personality, but I never tried to like be chauvinistic about it. Like I'm definitely still humble about what I feel comfortable doing. I just know I'm good at what I do. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And now you said then you got into like band, because I was going to ask that as well, because you said it was like a jam session with your family. Now, do you play other instruments? I know you mentioned the snare.
Yeah, so I play the drums. Yeah, I play the drums, like a drum set. I play a little bit of piano just because of like, you know, music production. Like you kind of can't on the studio. Yeah, like if somebody asks for a song and you like, I could kind of do it. You know, you figure it out. So a little bit of piano. I've been teaching myself bass guitar the last couple of years. There's a couple clips online of me, like, you know, trying to incorporate that into like my performances now. Sometimes I'll do some acoustic stuff or I'll do some live stuff with my bass. Actually, I have my bass in the car right now, from a different show. But and a little bit of the violin when I was coming up. I played the violin when I was in like 4th to like 6th grade.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Do you find that those things, those experiences, the acting, the band stuff, you know, some of the live instrumentation, do you find that plays into what you do today? Do you still use those things, like the on stage stuff? Do you implement that in some of your performances today? Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's even like some tactics that I learned, like just like from rehearsals and like learning how to be on stage and performing, that kind of help you like present, you know, your artistry better. You know, sometimes it's eye contact. Sometimes it's knowing your stuff word for word. Sometimes it's knowing how to in and out your stuff. Yeah, like the delivery and cadence, what needs to be emphasized. Sometimes when you're performing a song, you don't even need to be rapping the song. You need to be connecting with the artist. I mean, with the audience. Right. So all of those things kind of help me like fine tune it, and like I'm always kind of like live adjusting stuff. So I might be like performing for a crowd, and I might pick up like, all right, I got loudspeakers. This is a loud song. Let me pull the mic back a little bit so this isn't hard on their ears, so they can hear everything and still see like the value in the song. But then let me also not use too much energy, because I'm saying we're in a different kind of space. This isn't like an underground thing. You know, I'm always trying to think about reading the room. Yeah, all of those things contribute to the music, bro. So it definitely does help. And then on the opposite end with the production stuff, I find myself at least once or twice a week doing some kind of production for one of my clients, because I engineer, record over at Manmade Studios. Go follow us, Manmade Studios, $50 an hour. So no, nice little plug, nice little plug. Definitely plug it, yeah. But no, I find myself sometimes working, you know, just somebody's like, oh, I like this bass line, but could you change it a little bit? I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go get my bass up the car. Or, oh yeah, you got any other beats, bro? I'm like, I'm saying, I actually do have other beats. You want to look at these ones, you know? So just having variety kind of adds to the artistry, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you're in the studio, if you hit like a creative block, that could throw the whole vibe off. You know what I'm saying? And like that experience is going to either make them not want to come back or not see value in working with you. You know, so I never want somebody to feel like I don't have the tools. I never act like I have all the answers. But if I don't know how to do something, I'll say that. Yeah, but you know how to find the answers. For sure, you don't have the answers. For sure. Now, you said you did the poetry, and that kind of fed into the hip-hop thing. Now, were you doing hip-hop prior to the poetry? No. Or was that inspired you to do the hip-hop? Yeah, so the poetry, that was probably the most organic, intrinsic part of me wanting to get into the shit. Like I was like on the bus, and I was like, oh, you know, I like just writing, you know. So I started, you know, writing poetry on my phone, and then there was one like piece of poetry that I had really connected with, and I started like really writing that one. That was the one I ended up performing. So like I think that was like my own organic thought.
But once I had gotten to after that performance, my bro Vance Vaughn, who's a DJ, producer now, engineer as well, shout out to him. He started making
Shout out
beats.
to Vance. What's up, bro?
Shout out to Vance, bro. Have him on the show. He's definitely somebody got some good ideas and shit.
Sure.
I got you for sure. But he started making beats at his crib, and when he hit me one day like, "Yo, bro, after class, just come slide through. Let's do a freestyle. Just kind of make some songs on these beats I got." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we would record on Apple headphones. You know what I'm saying, in the closet, like just trying to mix it up and make it sound like something. That literally snowballed into us being what I think are like the upcoming, you know what I'm saying, most innovative engineers in the city right now.
Yeah, say that shit, bro.
So I feel like, that duo and just like that companionship over time for like the first 2 years. So I'm saying we both kind of branched off into our own creative direction, but the first 2 years we were both just like working like, really closely. He would have a beat, I have lyrics, bang, song, and it would just be that. And then next thing you know, we're having friends over, we're gonna show y'all this song a couple of times, we're gonna smoke it, you know what I'm saying, and be vibing. So that was where like the interest in production and hip-hop and recording came from. So I thought of the poetry on my own, but my bro was definitely like, "Yo, I think you could," I'm saying, just use that energy into a song. Let's just record the shit, I'm like, "All right, bet, let's do it."
He was open to it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to me. Like, you be at home, kind of get the jitters when you're recording a little bit, like, I gotta shake this off and figure out how I want to do it. But once you get into it, it becomes way more fun.
Yeah. Now, whenever you got into the hip hop, did you let the family know? You let them in on you doing the hip hop?
Oh, it was inevitable. I mean, like, I still live with my parents right now. So even like back in college, I was, making beats and making songs in my room, like trying to make a makeshift studio out of, covers and stuff. And they would hear some songs, be like, walk past, like, "That was all right for real." I'm like, "All right, cool." And then there was one day where I made a song. It's called Discovery. It's still on SoundCloud. It's old as hell, but it was the first song that I produced and wrote. And I was like, "All right, I like this one. I like this mix. I'm gonna put it out." I made it for my dad. He's up downstairs. "Oh, this is fire." Yeah, buddy. Anybody who know my dad, that's my dad. He makes that sound. In fact, that's his little catchphrase. If he had one, I'm gonna get him a shirt that just say, "Yeah, buddy." But he was downstairs turned like, "Oh, this is fire." He's calling family members and, "Yo, you gotta listen to this show." And it told him on the phone. I'm like, "Man, the quality's gonna be terrible, but sure, I can see that you're proud and excited."
You see the excitement in
just
him,
having that support in the household helped it snowball even more. So it was like, "All right, cool."
I was going to ask you. So they were very supportive of
very supportive. There might have been one or two songs out of like the 200 plus songs I got in my catalog that my mom and dad were like, "I don't know how I feel about that." And that's just because, like, they only go on like so much vulgarity and stuff. I don't get too crazy with it neither. Content for sure. And sometimes just even like instrumentation to where like they might hear music differently. They might not know how to catch the beat of some more modern stuff that's going on. Right. But for the most part, my parents are very supportive. They listen to my music. They put their friends onto it. It's often that some random old head 60 plus on Facebook asks me like, "Hey, your dad just told me to subscribe to your YouTube. I like what you're doing." I'm like, "Thanks, appreciate it."
That's fire.
No, definitely, bro. Because a lot of people don't even have that from one parent, let alone me having it from both of them.
Parents,
Them, they're doing street teamwork, so I appreciate it.
Now, how did that affect your creativity, having that type of support? Do you think it helps you in being creative, having that support? Like, what do you think? What do you think their role plays for you as a creative?
I mean, my mom, she's an amazing singer, and my dad has a really good ear for melody too. So they kind of help me lean whenever I'm doing stuff like that, as far as like songwriting and like lyricism. I can like bounce ideas off of them, or even sometimes, they'll even like put me on like older people. They're like, "Oh, this song that you're doing sounds like this person." I'll sample it and then be like, "Look what I did! Like, look what you showed me." You know what I'm saying? You took me to the water, but I'm saying I kind of made my own. But when it comes to like the hip hop and rapping, a lot of that is just like internal energy, or just like, I'm saying, just a different part of my personality that I get to express. Yeah. For also, sure. I don't want to forget, and like I could chat all day, bro. But I did bring you a shirt.
Oh, my dog.
From me and my cousin Dewey Marquis at Kinfolk. Make sure y'all follow us at PGH Kinfolk. We're working on some new Kinfolk music right now, but this is from our album Kinfolk 3. Y'all can find it on all major platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Kinfolk, KINFOLK.
Let's go.
3.
No, I appreciate you.
But yeah, but that's for you, man.
Gifts. So you're doing the music. You just get into it. The homie Vaughn put you on.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, let's do this.
Now, and we used to make fun of niggas who was doing music. Like we was them niggas. I mean, like in high school, we would like jokingly be like, making freestyles and doing rap battles, against each other and stuff, like with our different classmates. Yeah. But whenever we'd be like hanging out and chilling, like, "Did you know what's it called? Makes music?" Yeah, he's ass. Like we was we was them kind of friends, just talking shit for no reason. And it wasn't until we started making music that whole paradigm shifted. It went from, "Hey, check out my SoundCloud drop," now you got to be a little bit more modest and humble, and kind of find a way to understand people putting themselves out there as well, because you doing the same shit.
So you started releasing music while you were in high school?
I started releasing music in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know you mentioned having some homies from Point Park showing up. Did you go to Point Park yourself?
Yeah, that's where I went to school.
Okay.
I went to school for education.
That's dope, man.
So I used to teach. I
Point
used to
Park.
teach first grade, kindergarten, pre-K.
Did you ever implement music into your classes?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, like I had this summer school program that I was working at, shout out to Freedom School, and they would like really let us take popular songs and like remix them to
Do
be
like
about
parodies.
reading. Yeah, for sure. Basically a parody, like a little remix, and it would be like about reading or math or whatever. And that was like our job, as like servant leader interns with this program, was to just basically like be like mini teachers, read a book with them, make a song, and then send them on to a field trip on Friday. They also found its way into my classroom because when I was teaching math, like students, they remember stuff better with numbers and music. So I would connect music to all of my math lessons. So like if we're doing something, there's like a cool song that explains the idea at the beginning of it, or I'm going to like find a way like I can rhyme songs or rhyme words or numbers together to make them kind of feel, kind of more fun to say. Yeah. Or sometimes this would tear them up. I would say, yo, I'm going to put a YouTube beat on. Who can count to 100 but make it sound like a rap? And they would like have these different flows. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, all right, bro, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Say some words and you really got a song right there. So like we're low key like having fun with the numbers and stuff. But like I'm saying, it's kindergarten, it's first graders, third graders. Yeah, bro. Honestly, bro, that was one of the most fun parts of my job, was being able to connect my passion with music to my other passion for education, because I really do care about education too.
Oh, 100%. I imagine so.
Yeah.
Now going to a school like Point Park, there's a lot of creatives in Point Park,
And a lot of white people.
Whole
lot of white people
for sure. Shout out to the white folks.
Yeah, man, made it through.
But there's a lot of creatives that come out of Point Park. I know Courtney B being one of those. Shout out Courtney B, man.
Courtney
She's
B
doing her thing on a big level.
What does she do?
She was on the show Empire.
Oh.
Or Boardwalk Empire. My bad. Boardwalk Empire. She was daughter on there.
Okay.
She also played on something else that I watched recently, and I had to connect the dots. Bass Reeves, Lawman, and she came out of Point Park, man. And she's also a singer, super dope singer. I used to see her down at ID Labs all the time. And then I later on was a big fan of Boardwalk Empire. It's a mob show on HBO. HBO had them fire ass series.
For sure. I definitely got HBO.
And Courtney B from the Berg, man. She's representing straight
Shout
out
out to the Berg, man. People were doing stuff from the Berg and Point Park. Pioneers.
Yeah, for sure. So I know it's a lot of creators down there. I know they have the dance. I know they have the music. I know they have a lot of creative things down there. Now, did that experience there, did you connect with other creators while you were at Point Park?
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. Like, I mean, my whole floor, like my classmates, we were all ended up kind of eventually getting into like some level of like either creative expression or fashion. My bro Carlin on Instagram, No Rack, he does like the overtime posters for like the basketball stuff, for like like you ever heard of that, like overtime? Yeah. So he does like the graphics for that, and he does like graphics for like students who do like commits and stuff like that. He's like a really sought after graphic designer, really great. My girlfriend, or my ex-girlfriend, excuse me, from the time during college, she went off on the Broadway. She done been in the Wiz and Moulin Rouge and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Maya Bowles, yeah, bro. So like I was surrounded by people who I didn't know at the time was gonna, you know what I'm saying, end up getting into their own amazing shit. And then I'm also looking forward to my shit being into that, you know what I'm saying, level of amazingness and greatness, for sure, to like, solidify my legacy and like everything that I'm trying to build for myself.
So 2-part question. Can I borrow your lighter?
You sure can.
Yeah. And the other part being, do you still stay in contact with those folks that you went to school with that were creating?
Yeah, I definitely do. We're still in some group messages together. We still connect. Like the conversation isn't like, daily, and we all have our lives and our responsibilities that we taking care of now.
Absolutely.
But we still connect on social media, or we'll all still like support each other when we see stuff going on, or like I definitely know that he tapped into the album. He hit me up a couple times like, yo, bro, this is fire. I like this. So it's just good to be connected with people who are doing their own thing and know how to be independent, and they're not gonna take it personal when you're not the same level of closeness that y'all might have used to be.
Well, yeah, life happens.
Life does happen.
And that's a big thing that you got to go through, is knowing that those relationships won't be the same. But it's the true friends, when you get back with them and you connect with them, it's just like nothing ever happened. They don't take that shit personal.
No, for sure.
So it's fire when you're able to build those relationships and you're able to maintain those relationships. So you're making music, you're playing it, you're going to school, you and the homie Vaughn get together. What was the first project or song that you released to the public? What was that like? What was the name of that song, and what was the reaction to that song?
The first project that I released to the public was called the Time EP. And it was supposed to be like my first project that I really got to have like my own creative control on. Not that I had been associated with that much before, but I had done like 2 features by that point, and like that was just for like singing. So like this one was like really like my ideas, the way I envision hip hop, the way I envision music. And I ended up dropping it on SoundCloud, and the most popular song on that was called "Say Less." And I ended up performing that at the August Wilson block party. That was like my first time performing at like a major, anything.
Event,
yeah, major event, and like for that to be my first performance, it was like, oh, I'm jumping off the stage. Like we really jumping off the porch with this shit, There was like maybe 500 to 1,000 people there. And I'm just screaming out the top of my lungs, say less. And people were singing along and they saying it back. I'm like, y'all don't even know the words, but that's cool. I fuck with that.
They always say that's the sign of a good song. By the second hook, everybody else is singing it.
If you know it, then I'm saying it's locked in.
Yeah.
So that time EP was a lot for me. And it also was an eye opener because I showed it to a lot of my friends who I was also making music with, and like they were like, "Yo, your lyricism is on point. You can sing, but the quality is just not there. Like, like it just didn't sound strong enough. Like the mix isn't the best. I was still recording at home. I was still really figuring out bass line, things that need to be happening when you're recording music. So that was a hard criticism to take because in your mind the first thing you make is it's a hit, it's ready, it's going to get a Grammy. What do you mean? So and for me to have to take that step back and be like, I'm not even at a C+ level of quality music right now. It might have like the potential, but it's not there yet.
No, that's fire. So that's dope on a couple levels, right?
And I accept
it's dope
it too.
that you have friends who are willing to be honest with you.
Don't need no fucking yes man.
Yeah, because it's tough to be progressive if they just say, "Oh, it's fire."
Yeah,
right. It's tough to get real progression if you don't know what's wrong. So the fact that people were willing to be honest with you, applaud to them, right? Kudos to them for being true friends.
Keep those friends close.
Keep those friends close. And secondly, it's good on you. I don't know how you were when it first happened, how you were receiving that, but good on you being able to receive it, look at it, and say, "Yeah, they're right. I need to step it up, or I need to figure out a way to approach this differently."
I could be honest and humble with you and say I haven't always been the most receptive to certain levels of criticism. It's been a long journey for sure. I'm touching 9 years in as far as making music and publishing stuff.
Yeah.
But when there's a pocket maybe like from 2016 to 18 to not to where I was arrogant, but I just felt like I deserved a lot more than I was getting. And I found myself on Facebook, always complaining like, I'm saying people aren't supporting my art and y'all are supporting the wrong people and yeah, blah 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 blah. That's not going to add to the narrative. That's not going to help people want to find you. And then I also was posting a lot of low quality shit. So it's like everybody's like, man, you keep posting, sending me these fucking YouTube links and shit don't be hitting and slapping it, but you want all of this great, like you don't deserve it yet. And like I had to really accept that. So I damn near kind of forced myself into that acceptance like corner for real.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why is this shit not working? And I feel like I have the talent. I feel like I got the artistry. What am I missing about it? And like it was really the production quality. And like I would talk to my friends. I'm like, man, I just feel like I might need to refigure out what I'm doing with this shit. And I'm like, nah, bro, you doing the right shit. Just gotta invest in it more.
No, that's fire, bro. So that like you're touching on a lot of good things because you did some self inventory, right? You had to take self evaluation and really figure out yourself.
Accountability.
And take accountability, right? Which isn't always easy, especially when you're younger. You have a certain amount of arrogance to yourself as you're going through it, and like you said, as you're making it, you're like, yeah, this is the best shit in the world. What are they talking about?
Right.
But you were able to. When did that click for you? When did you make that pivot to, yeah, let me take some accountability and try to see why they're saying this instead of just being mad that they're saying this?
I think it was the accountability kind of came in whenever me and my cousin Dewey Marquis, shout out to Dewey Marquis, we dropped the first Kinfolk on SoundCloud, and there were a lot of songs on there that I personally really liked, but I didn't like their quality. And that was once I had gotten to that point, I was like, oh, I see what they're saying now. Yeah. That makes sense. So it all like kind of, I was like, damn, like I wish this part would slap like that. Like, and all the other times, I'm sure like there was just like a filter of bias that I couldn't hear the mistake in it because I made it and I was working on it for so long. So to me, I got it to this level. This is what it sounds like. This is what it is, But it could be better. That was the turning point. 2019. So maybe like 3 years I was in a space of thinking like I'm the shit. I got the shit. Y'all need to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then I got to that point and I was like, okay, this is how I should approach it. And I even changed my marketing strategy with that too. Like to where it's like, you're not getting so much of me, you're getting me in seasons. And then I'm taking a step back to do production over those months where I'm not trying to give you BrothaMans. Like there's Manmade Studios and then there's BrothaMans, So I kind of pick and choose when I'm going to floor that gas for BrothaMans for sure. So I don't oversaturate people who want to hear my shit.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, that's dope because I think a thing in life is accountability, right? It's a big thing in life, not only in music, but just in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once you're able to take accountability for things, your life will change. Too often people blame others for their success or failures. mostly for their failures, right? We always want to take credit for our success, but
Not lying.
not take credit for the failures. But when you're able to take accountability for things, you can make a strong pivot, and you can start making corrections, and you can take correct self inventory and take yourself out of your shoes and look and see what other people are seeing.
Yeah.
So you were able to do that. Did you notice the change in your music once that happened? Were you able to create better quality once that happened?
Yeah, I kind of started invested in the production that I was using. So, you know, I started shifting from GarageBand into like Logic and Pro Tools. You know, making higher quality or higher fidelity beats. You know, just making sure that they were mixed properly. So that way they can, you know, be as creative as possible. And I found like my lyrics were being like a lot more diverse, just like in my flow and my cadence and the vocabulary that I want to use. I got to use the word charcuterie in a cipher last week. I'm like, yo, I'm hard, bro. I use charcuterie, man.
How'd you pull that off?
I got so much cheese, I started passing out charcuterie. Handy manny, if I'm drilling shit, I keep a tool with me for real. Shout out to King Dub, bro. He put that cipher together.
That's fire.
Thanks.
What was the cipher about?
He just selected a lot of the artists that he likes to listen to in the city. Picked out 3 beats, paid for like 6 hours of studio time, sponsored it, and we're gonna, you know, put a whole video together for the 3 different songs that all got created. I don't want to say too much because it's his idea. He's still rolling it out. I don't even know if he got a title for what he wants the series to be called yet.
That's fire.
But let's just say he put some very interesting people on some very interesting songs, and we got some really great content, bro.
That's dope.
We really do.
That's dope. So you dropped the project on SoundCloud. You're not completely satisfied.
Yeah, not at all.
With the sound. Then you dropped the Kinfolk project, the first one, and then you see it for yourself that why the quality isn't being received well, and so you start to do some self evaluation.
A lot of YouTube University.
A lot of YouTube University. I like when people do that. I like
love that, man. Just look up how to, and you're gonna find somebody who is explaining exactly how to do it.
What type of things were you looking at?
I was looking up how to mix cleaner vocals, how to mix rap vocals, how to make chill beats, how to basically produce, you know, just asking like the small questions that you really don't understand. And then once I got into the softwares, I would ask like how to chop beats, how to mix drums, you know, just like seeing how different people were doing it. So I would take these different ideas that I was finding and I was putting it together. I literally got notebooks in my crib, like next to my computer that I still produce on, that just kind of give you like little tips like along the way. And they're just like small tidbits that you forget. Like it's like, oh, when you're in this system or when you're on this plugin, turn this on for it to sound better. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like somebody else looking at that might not know what that means, but if I'm working on it, I'm like, oh, I remember that. I'm gonna do it, you know? So just like little tips.
No, so I know education is a strong part of your life in general, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of applied that to what you were doing. You're taking notes.
Hell,
you're taking notes. You're referring to the notes. Yeah, you're studying.
Practicing, and then my homework was my music. Like it was like I'm practicing on my shit, and then eventually that snowballed into Manmade Studios, so where I'm doing other people's shit. So now it got to at least be this good for them to pay for it, you know. Right. So it's like a fire was under my ass to get it right.
So now, did production come before the rapping or after, or
simultaneously?
Simultaneously.
I was making my own beats and kind of enjoying the freedom that I had on that, and then while also working on other stuff with other people.
Now, how did production come about for you? What made you decide that you wanted to produce? Was it out of necessity or was it out of desire?
Both. I really do have an appreciation for music. So if I'm not rapping, I can make a beat and be satisfied for the next couple of days. Like, all right, I did something this week. You know, I created something this week. It doesn't have to be music, and I also do media, like a music video or editing, or if I'm doing photography or a photo shoot and I edit some stuff like that, or even if I make a cover art for somebody. Honestly, it's any kind of content creation, like just creation in general, for me is an expression, and it's a big part of my personality. So with that being like the platform, any of those things can kind of check that box off for me.
Do you still do poetry? You still mess with poetry?
I still write. Actually, I have some poetry on my album on chapter 2. It's in Tree of Life on the second half of it.
Dope, very dope.
And that was like a old poem that I had like deep in my files. I was like, where's that poem? I was on a plane, going to a training for that Freedom School thing, and I was just writing about trees, and I was like, oh shit, I have a song that's called Tree of Life. I gotta put this poem in there. So it just made sense.
Well, tell us about that. Tell us about the Tree of Life poem, Tree of Life
song. So basically the song is about how, you know, you just appreciate what we can be for your life, you know, like whether it's therapeutic, whether it's recreational, whether it's something that helps you deal with pain. So
you mean the tree?
Yeah, I'm talking about the tree. Yeah, the tree. Yeah, the tree of life. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I use that as like a double entendre throughout the song, but it also is like a way to kind of make people relate to it. So like I'm talking about how I'm just getting off of work, you know, very relatable. Everybody smokes when they get off of work. You know, you get home, you know how you just know where you're going to get it, how it fits into your routine, everything, and then like also kind of giving you like a vibey platform to be either rolling up and smoking or already high and just listening to some good music. Yeah, for sure. It's like definitely like a really trill ass smoker song.
Now, so we do the Kinfolk, we reevaluate. What came after that?
After Kinfolk, we reevaluate. We keep working. I drop a few EPs. There's like the Well Done EP, From the Beginning EP, and those two kind of were like the synthesis for what my debut album would be, Chapter 1. And Chapter 1 was, to me, at that time, my strongest body of work. It had like a lot of my good ideas on it, my strongest singing songs, one of my most popular rap songs, Safe. I have like a few versions of that. I got a version of that where I play with my bass. So like a lot of popular songs that people know BrothaMans for are on that album. And I felt like that was where it kind of started making the most sense. So Chapter 1 was when
you feel like you found your sound.
Oh hell yeah! Like that's where people were like hit me up like, oh, where'd you get beats from? Or I'm saying I connected with Grind City because she had listened to my album. Shout out to K-Bay. And she had listened to my album and said, I want you to come down here in Grind City and, you know, kind of connect and work on me or work on music with me. I'm like, all right, bet, let's do it. So I ended up moving Manmade Studios into there. So like technically
it provided some opportunities.
Yeah, it did. It did connect me with new artists. It connected me with new spaces to produce and create. So I felt like that was it did its job. It didn't hit its stream goal though. I was trying to hit 50K on that. Didn't do that.
You still got time.
Yeah.
Now, Chapter 1, that's when it kind of came together to you. That's when you found your sound.
Yep.
Tell me about the idea of these chapters. What does this mean to you?
So the chapter series is technically like my way of creating a platform for myself. It's like this album will be always a solo series. It's always gonna be just me. All my songs. It might not always be beats that I produce, but it will definitely be like my lyrics and my words, my thoughts and feelings. Just because I want there to be like always a solidified body of work where people get just my shit. You know, I do a lot of collaboration. Yeah. I do a lot of you know, variety of creation. So like you might have like a song where I'm featuring on the bass line for somebody or some shit like that, or you know, or I made a beat for them, but I'm not on the song. You know, but I want there to be somewhere where somebody can get a whole thing of like different genres of my shit. So Chapter 1 is like alternative pop soul stuff. Chapter 2 is like abstract hip hop. Yeah. Chapter 3 will definitely be straight R&B. So I'm definitely doing different genres that I feel like need to be a part of my own catalog.
Why don't we get into some of that Chapter 1 while we're talking about it?
Rock out with it. You want to hit shuffle or you want a suggestion?
You spoke about Safe. Why don't we jump into that, huh?
Yep. And Safe is actually, that's the bonus track. It's at the very bottom. Sure. Funny thing about Safe too, the producer who I got that beat and who mixed it, I got it for a discount. He was doing like 30 an hour, and if you bought a beat, it was just 40, like an extra $10. I was like, bro, that's a steal.
I gotta do
the beat was
that.
Exclusive. I was like, bro, I'm sliding, bro.
Yeah.
I'd never come to your studio, but I'm sliding for that, bro.
You want
$40 for a beat in the mix is crazy.
You want to intro the track?
Oh yeah, like you want me to spit?
No, just tell us about it.
Oh yeah, this song's called Safe. It's on Chapter 1. You can find it on all major platforms. Let's get it.
Yep, BrothaMans Safe. Here we go.
And he wants his 200K.
This shit too easy for me now. These motherfuckers play on pro, they turn the difficulty down. Hyperboles and similes compose my verses now. Like a predator plotting and scheming, give me a reason, I'ma pounce. Can't even count me out. Showcases paint the pavement when them shooters spraying rounds. They do not play around. These bullets got no name, they take attendance when they sound. White flashes, ambulances, somebody new put in the ground. Yellow tape on all of the town. Sick of the violence, really sick of the madness and traffic. To live in the city is tragic. Surrounded by hate and the toxic system is twisted and rotten. New slaves addicted to cotton. Put it all on the line for some fabric. Fabricated lies turning to magic. It's really adios to the little bros. Doing bids, busting heads, cause it's all they know. Just to make a hit and tell it all over the audio. We can't sell our souls for some plastic and materials.
It ain't safe. Check. It ain't safe.
Without protection or proposals, what the fuck should we do? Without a budget, guess it's fuck it, they don't care about you. I hope that pissed you off, cause it's probably true. Can't say the wrong shit, I'll fuck around and get sued. I'm not a preacher teaching perfect, but the truth is the truth. My existence has a purpose, know the mountains will move. I keep a K in the bank, I keep a leaf in my faith. I keep a leaf to the face, 200K, we make it shake like Ricky Bobby, okay? Stay on your toes, sharks in the water, it got you exposed. Head on the swivel, can't show them the code. Origami, my money tenfold, I'm giving it back to the get when it's gold. Giving my masters to my kids and all my fam when I get old. I cannot be selfish with the wealth, but I've been super sneaky, I've been wealthish to myself. I cannot be selfish with the wealth, but I've been super sneaky, I've been wealthish to myself. It ain't safe, it ain't even, it ain't even, it ain't even, it ain't even,
It ain't safe.
it ain't even, it ain't even.
That's Safe from BrothaMans off chapter 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I fucks with that, bro.
And
You sliding on that
and the
shit.
song really is trying to touch on, like, you know, community violence and how, like, that can really impact everybody on any level, you know,
Right.
PTSD, emotional trauma, all of that.
Because it's not normal.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not normal, but
Shouldn't be
people-
normalized.
Yeah, and it gets normalized, and that's a shame. What else should I play off of chapter 1, bro?
I think on the opposite end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
show them Mind Reader. Mind Reader is like a love song.
Okay. This is Mind Reader off of chapter 1 from BrothaMans. Make sure y'all stream that.
The truth is best served cold, rugged,
Vance Vaughn
sharp
made
and
this one too.
piercing, like a winter morning at the bus stop. Crystallized teardrops, frozen in time, cause pain is eternal.
See, the poetry's always
A
gonna
day
be on
with you
there.
feels like forever, but these last few hours felt like a minute, and a moment in time with you was priceless. I can read your mind, want to be your peace of mind. We could find our peace in time, cause I'm right here. I can read your mind, want to be your peace of mind. We could find our peace in time, cause I've been here. Tell me what you want, I'll give you what you need. My love don't cost a thing, I'll give that shit for free. But you working so hard to find the better me. You need to use your eyes and focus just on me. Cause I'm right here and I've been here. 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 I'm asking how you feel, trying to find out what you want. You want me to do it from the jump. My defense mechanism is to run away. Visions from the past, I can see your pain on your face. I can see the hurt in your gaze. I don't wanna dim your light on your flame. Wasn't equipped for the rules of the game. Unrequited love is what makes me afraid. Fear of giving trust in the dark of the ways. Tell me what you want, cause it won't go away. No, I can't read your mind. Want to be your peace of mind. We could find our peace in time, cause I'm right here. Tell me what you want, I'll give you what you need. My love don't cost a thing, I'll give that shit for free. But you working so hard to find the better me. You need to use your eyes and focus just on me. Cause I'm right here and I've been
And that song was called Mind Reader.
Mind Reader for sure. Now, for you as a versatile artist, do you find it difficult when you have to present songs in like a show setting? Or let me rephrase that. When you're a versatile artist, do you find it difficult not being painted in a box because someone may have heard just one song and they think that's who you are?
You really got to try to do a good way of establishing that as part of your brand, that people are going to get variety. Like if they want a concentrated sound, bring somebody who just raps.
Right.
Excuse me. Or bring somebody who just sings. But if you want somebody who's going to, have a little bit of variety, a little bit of pop, R&B, maybe some rap shit, some drill shit, you kind of order that for yourself. Yeah. So as far as for me, I try to just put some cohesion and flow to my sets, just so that way they make sense. Maybe I'll like pair like 4 or 5 songs together, but like the energy is in different pockets, and then there's like a spot where I can sing something so people know that it exists. But I'm always trying to highlight something, and I might pick out what I'm trying to highlight in my set.
Is it important to you to show that versatility?
Always. I think as artists, it's our job to make sure that people at least get a sense of everything that you can provide, no matter how much time you got. Like, I just had Manmade Fest 3 this last weekend, or not this last weekend, but back in December. And I had some artists who they had 5-minute sets, and they still found a way to incorporate multiple songs into it. Like, cut it down to a minute, blend it into another song, keep rocking out. And like now you got people rocking out with all your different songs in like a little mini set for us. Right. That's probably damn near more time than you being up there for 30 minutes.
That way you leave them wanting more.
Exactly. Leave them wanting more, So, and like whenever you have variety in your catalog, you can
do that.
Exactly, because they're going to be thinking about, I might have not liked that one song, but I like those 2. I want to hear if they got more like that. Yeah. It just helps.
Now, hearing you got so many different styles, so many different flavors with you. Who was some of your inspirations as an artist coming up?
Kendrick Lamar for sure. J. Cole, Trippie Redd, Music Soul Child, Earth, Wind and Fire, a lot of Beyonce's instrumentation, Missy Elliott's production, Timbaland's production. Childish Gambino is one of my favorite artists all time. Frank Ocean's one of his own right? Same thing with Frank Ocean, both of those artists. Yeah. So a lot of their production. Pharrell studied a lot of how he builds music and also how he directs music videos. Yeah. Just really emphasized like a lot of their different nuances and tried to make them like a small part of what I'm trying to do, but like all of these different pieces. I could definitely. It's a long list of people, bro. I could go on and on, but those are like the ones who just like jump out core wise when I always think about like making music. Like I might be writing a verse and be thinking in my head like, how would Kendrick cadence this, and then like how can I make it mine?
My own,
because I feel like the energy. Yeah,
like you might connect with a beat or a sound, and you like, I can hear so and so on here. Yeah, what would they do to it? But I also want to make it my own.
I think it's fake, bro. It's so fake to not acknowledge like influence, bro. Yeah, like all music is influence, bro. Even back to the first notes, niggas was playing on pianos, bro. Yeah. You heard something, and somebody else was like, "What if you did like this?" Now you got harmony, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all kinds of just different shit that just add to music. So I'd be corny as hell to sit here and be like, I don't really got that many influences, or I don't think that. There's a lot of impact on my music. Like, I know there's influences on my music. Marching band, bro. Yeah. Marching band had such an impact on my music, bro. Right. Like, even how I produce. Like, sometimes I'll do, like, a certain roll on my drums or on my 808s, and people are like, bro, why would you even do that? That sounds crazy. I'm like, bro, we used to do crazier shit in the stands, man. Like, real shit. So, it just kind of gives you a platform to play with it.
Yeah. No, that's... So, as a man who came from that background... How important was like being involved in music early on to what you're doing today in music?
I think I always kind of needed a platform for music expression. Yeah. Like I always loved musicals and any kind of movie that had music in it, singing songs when I'm playing video games. Me and my cousin Marcus, when we were younger, even before we were making music together, we would, if you were like sitting outside of the room we're playing video games in, it would sound like there was a fucking concert going on there. Cause we're just singing songs like at the top of our lungs. Yeah, bro, like singing, bro, anything, bro. Playing Madden, 2K, Ninja Gaiden on Xbox, all them old shit, bro. Like that, all of that part is that's a part of the cultivation. How we talking about, just kind of making the whole music,
who you are today.
Who I am now, for sure. It adds to it.
So let's talk about chapter 2, man.
Chapter 2.
Yes.
I worked really hard to make sure that the quality on chapter 2 was better than chapter 1, but then also that it wasn't corny. I feel like rap can be so corny. Rap can be like, if you don't rap the correct way in your own correct tone or with your own correct energy, it can be distracting. People can like, look at you like, I don't even believe what you're saying, And then now we're not even talking about the overall quality of the music. We're just talking about your delivery.
The presentation of it.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's so.
I was worried. I felt like Chapter 2 could do a hit if it, or could be a hit on my brand if it didn't, do what it was supposed to. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you really shouldn't rap, nigga. I don't want that to be the case.
What up, everybody in the comments? I see
y'all?
y'all, but I can't see y'all. What's going on with you? So that's dope. I definitely want to get into that because you also do engineering work. You work with other artists in that way. When you say rap can be corny, what do you find to be least appealing to you as an engineer when you encounter it from like a sonic standpoint? What, like you said, sometimes it don't sound believable. What is it, like the delivery? What is it that you what is it that you look for in artists that you like as opposed to ones that you don't like?
So first, definitely like vocabulary, because you got to have some shit to say and a way to say it. But then also the right kind of like slang, like like that character adds to your shit. Like whether it lets us know where you're from, whether it's your dialect, whether it's your accent, all of that shit adds to how people perceive your music. And then finally the lyrics. Like if you keep continuously not saying shit, now we just listen to a long ass verse about nothing. But if you got some like flow switch up and you got like fun ad libs or at least shit that kind of like paints a picture, that makes it better. A lot of times I think about it like this: when people record music, sometimes they'll make an outline with like their verse, right? But like your ad libs, the layers you add onto it, that's what makes the shit colorful. So if you don't add no color to it, you just kind of got a baseline image.
You just got black and white.
You feel me? Yeah, it's just black and white. You outlined it. Cool, nice tattoo. Yeah. But I'm saying when you add all the shading to it, the colors, I'm saying the layers and harmonies and shit like that, that's what makes it a full song.
Right. No, that's a good way to put it. That's definitely a good way to put it. And just secondly, I like to ask a lot of engineers, like, what makes you want to work with artists again? Like, what qualities do you look for, like, as far as professionalism is concerned? Like, 'cause we got artists out here watching this, and they might need to hear this. You know what I mean? What type of things do you look for in artists that you want to work with?
I would say like a A+ artist, or like somebody who like comes through completely ready. They got to beat songs either written, or they know how to freestyle it, or they have committed it to memory.
Not just in there trying to improvise.
Yeah, and like if they are trying to improvise, they're
good at it.
You're good at improvising, yeah. And you're not somebody who's gonna blame either the engineer or the beat. That's the corniest shit ever, yo. Like don't be in there like, oh, this beat's fucked up. No, the beat is not fucked up. The beat's not fucked up.
Right.
And I didn't mix this improperly. I got some people who, bro, it's annoying. They'll be like wanting their song to sound completely finished as they're hearing it. I'm like, let's get the song mixed out.
They don't understand the post-production process.
Exactly, yeah. It's not going to sound completely done as you record it right now. And they might be like, I don't like how my voice sounds. I'm like, well, we can figure out how it needs to sound later. Let's get the words out. Let's get the flow,
let's get that
outline painted, and then we can add some color to the shit later, bro. Like it really is like a pet peeve of mine, bro. But I also understand everybody don't have the same workflow. So sometimes as an engineer, you got to be prepared on the back end. So that's why a lot of us use presets. We have a template that's already like 80% ready to go. So as soon as they say something, you bring it up and they're like, that sounds good. Then you mix on what you need to do afterwards. Right. Yeah. So it's a two-way street, bro. But as far as what I get from the artist, bro, like that makes me want to work with them again. When they make good music or when they have fun with the shit, bro, I'm having fun too. And then also when they appreciate me. So like not tips, I don't mean like so much extra money, but I'm more so mean like when they validate
for the service.
Yeah, bro. Like sometimes so I got this one client, bro. Sometimes like I'll do something on their beat, and like when I'm mixing it, they'll be like, damn, bro, you really a wizard with this shit. And I'm just like, bro, a wizard? Like
this is just regular.
Exactly, bro. But I mean honestly, like to them, this is like magic. I'm taking their idea and I'm making it expand to a whole different spot that they wouldn't even think about. Like I'm saying, like, oh, I'm gonna send the beat underwater, or like I'm gonna cut the beat a certain way, or make do little pauses and breaks and stuff just to kind of give emphasis. All of those things make people feel like you're going above and beyond for them. You're really not. You're really doing your job. But when they appreciate that, that's even better. So that makes me want to work with them again.
That's what's up, man. Now back to chapter 2. I definitely wanted to get your input as an engineer in your engineer ear, but back to chapter 2. You said this is just a culmination of all everything that you've done so far.
Yeah, this is the rap energy that a lot of people might say, yeah, bro, like I know you be rapping, but you should sing. This is the opposite of that shit. Like this is all the rap shit. But then there is some elements of melody in there that I can't help but not infuse into my music. Like to me, it's not gonna be a complete song without that. Yeah, exactly. And if it needs it, I'm gonna throw it on there. I'm curious, do you want to shuffle it or do you want a suggestion?
I'll take a suggestion.
I feel like Casual Feels is a fun place to start. I feel like that song might have like the most accurate energy.
Tell us about it a little bit.
Casual Feels. Basically, I played with a New York drill flow, and then it switches halfway through into like a boom bap New York flow. Yeah. So I'm kind of keeping it in New York as far as with the energy.
But you're just showing different sides.
Yeah, just showing different sides of it. Shout out to Vance Vaughn. He produced that one. You won't hear his name a whole lot.
What up, Vance, man?
But yeah, and this song has a performance with like a TikTok that these dancers made choreography for.
That's
bro,
fire.
It's fire, bro. They killed it. And when we performed it at ATC because I'm one of the professional ensemble members. So we had a concert. It's called Mic Check back in October, and they made this fire ass choreography, bro. I cannot wait to get the raws for that shit, bro. It looks so good. I'm gonna learn it. I gotta learn it, bro. I gotta learn it.
We're looking forward to it, man. We're definitely gonna be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
This is Casual Feels from my man BrothaMans Chapter 2 album. Make sure y'all check that out, man. So close. Hold on. It was playing, but it wasn't playing.
Like something in the chord.
And again.
Minor tech.
It's all good. This is what happens when you go live, too.
Yeah. Stuff happens. Shit.
Yeah, I see.
Crocs out of sport mode on this bitch. So you know I'm chilling.
We're going to start that from the top.
Okay. He ran it back. Good looking.
Man, I hope they don't sue me for this one. I got my Crocs out of sport mode on this bitch. So you know I'm chilling. Fans phone, what the fuck we doing, bro? I'ma beat up her cheeks to the beat. She a freak, so I wanna compete. 4K if we fuck on the stream. That's what we do, we blowing off steam. Check. I'ma beat up her cheeks to the beat. She a freak, so I wanna compete. 4K if we fuck on the stream. That's what we do, we blowing off steam. Check. Look, she's tryna dip. Fondue, he wanna fight. 1, 2, ancient style. Kung fu, know all the secrets, I know all the moves. Load up the beat, I'ma load up a shoe. Hit from the back and now she cannot move. Fuck like a pro when I'm drunk off the booze. 1, 2, ass you fat with a nice pair of boots. Fucking my Timbs, I'm in love with my boots. Are you dumb or you stupid? Or you slow? This shit ain't a joke. Gotta move on the line, so I send on the bro. Drop me the bricks and then pull out the go. Like check. Damn, 1, 2. We made up a play, count some bands. I'm in love with the cash. She shaking ass in the Mercedes Benz, and it's all cause of Vans. I'ma beat up her cheeks to the beat. She a freak, so I wanna compete. 4K if we fuck on the stand. That's what we doing, we blowing off steam. If you see a op, say where you at. Neighborhood watch, right on the map. Sliding the Hemi, we scatting the pack. No, a pack of the bees who stay where you at. Or a couple of C's who entered the chat. Won't pick a sack cause I'm not into that. But I'll pick up a GG and learn the strap, bitch. I'ma beat up her cheeks to the beat. She a freak, so I wanna compete. 4K if we fuck on the stream. That's what we doing, we blowing off steam. Like check. Like check, I'ma beat up her cheeks to the beat. So we do, we blowing off steam. And it's so real, man.
Sample goes so crazy.
I swear this shit's so real. Hella racks, I'm in my bag. I'm getting cash now. Milking the game for all I got. It's like a cash cow. Rushing into foreign territories like it's Moscow. Got you living in my shadow, motherfucking sundial. We on my time. I feel like Pop 5. Got a can of grain in my bag. If I'm getting high, I don't got a bag, but my plug got a good supply. Racing to the money, can't forget about the finish line. Hella racks, yeah, I'm in my bag now. Milking the game for all I got, like a cash cow. Rushing into foreign territories like it's Moscow. Got you living in my shadow like a sundial. We on my time, I feel like Pop 5. Got a can of green in my bag if I'm getting high. I don't gotta brag about my plug, got a good supply. Racing to the money, can't forget about the finish line. And it's so real.
Bruh. This is one of the ones
We're
I'm
really
getting
Vans Vaughn, get on some shit.
so hard. On the way to work.
Studios in the mix. Pittsburgh, PA. Y'all know what's
But nah,
up.
hopefully, like when people listen to this, they can hear like, oh,
Swear, man.
there's versatility, but he also really appreciates music.
Yeah.
Because I did both styles. I wasn't trying to bite their style. I just wanted to show I could do
You're showing
it.
appreciation for it.
Yeah, for sure. But 2 years ago, I didn't like New York music. That's crazy. Yeah, like it grew on me.
Really?
It grew on me when it first dropped. I was like,
Oh, you mean like the newer, like,
yeah,
drill
yeah,
type
yeah,
shit?
yeah. And then I was like, oh, this is actually fire. Yeah.
It took you a while to catch the wave. Yeah, we inside that chapter 2 from BrothaMans.
Chapter 2, man. It's on all major platforms.
All major platforms. Make sure y'all cop that. Where should we go next? Where should we take them next?
I feel like Lightwork is a good spot. Lightwork is that's good energy right there.
Yeah, man. This is Lightwork from BrothaMans chapter 2.
Samaj, what up? Man, shout out Samaj Rega. Definitely like a producer, mentor, somebody who I look up to, connect with him often. He give me, I'm saying, solid advice on production.
That's on Manmade, put that shit on. I was just cooling at the crib.
And he gave me this beat.
Eastside, you know what it is. Satan trying to sprinkle in some drama. God got me, I ain't got no problems. When the rent due, I ain't worried about it. Money coming in, dividends, know you heard about it. They be saying, man, you the man. Every time I drop, he done did it again. I'm the protagonist, call it BrothaMans and his friends. I'm so precise with my predictions, I just know I'ma win. I've been a prophet by my prophet, Nostradamus to you niggas. Now I'm popping, causing problems for a lot of you niggas, and that's light work. Check, nigga, that's light work. I got an idea, wait, hold up, this might work. Nigga, that's light work. Light work. I was just cooling out the crib. Eastside, you know what it is. Satan tryna sprinkle in some drama. God got me, I ain't got no problem. Cash rules everything, that's what they taught us, right? Stick to the code and your pockets never getting tight. Stick to what I know, double down when I'm getting right. Put the guns down, knuckle up, you don't wanna fight. Light work. Nigga, that's light work. I got an idea, wait, hold up, this might work.
And you'll notice, like, in this song, like, it's very repetitive, it's right to the point, but I'm trying to focus on the feel. I really don't care so much about there being so much variety. I want you to feel how I'm feeling.
I want the vibe.
Yeah, relate. And I thought it was so crazy that I dropped this album, not comparing, but I dropped this hip-hop feel album around the same time that Kendrick dropped his. So I'm like, I just feel good that we're on the same creative wave of seeing how I'm saying it can flow. Sometimes you need it to be intricate, and sometimes you need to just be felt.
Right.
Yeah.
No, 100% that, man. Everything doesn't have to be super lyrical.
Yeah.
It's not always about that. It's about the vibe at the time.
It's definitely about the vibe.
Shout out Samaj, man. That's my dog. Make sure y'all check out the episode with Samaj, man. We definitely did one early on. I think we should get into one more in chapter 2.
Okay, bet. You want to pick one?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You pick one random one. Or what are you streaming on, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Apple.
Okay, bet. Appreciate it. Appreciate the streams.
What song you said?
Oh no, you could pick one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can pick a random one. Yeah.
We should go to that Tree of Life because we was talking about that.
Okay,
man.
yeah, we was talking about that Tree of Life. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Man, I done had a long ass day. Shit, I'm tired of fuck.
Very costly.
I just got off work, let me tell you about it. But first I need to smoke, I know that broski got it. I just got off work, let me tell you about it. But first I need to smoke, I know that broski got it. Pack it proper, twist the ends and make it solid. Ain't got time for people calling, roll one up and keep it cloudy. Hold up, pack it proper, twist the ends and make it solid. Ain't got time for people calling, roll one up and keep it cloudy. Can I get some cannabis? Can I get amen for all the things that it has done for us? Anxiety and stress reliever, you know I'm a true believer. Blaze exotic, can't smoke cheaper, you know I'm the chiefest keeper. Hold up, smoking till my eyes close. Eyes low, 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 smoking till my eyes close. Ganja. Yeah. a hookah. Yeah. Check. Coolin' with the game, finna match ya. Talking on a tiki toga. Fuck a e-cig in a hookah. Coolin' with the gang finna match ya. I told y'all I had a long day, right? Yeah. Pack it proper, twist the ends and make it solid. Ain't got time for people call it. Roll one up and keep it cloudy. Hold up, pack it proper, twist the ends, make it solid. Ain't got time for people call it. Roll one up and keep it cloudy. Hold up, can I get some cannabis? Can I get amen for all the things that it has done for us? Hold up, can I get amen for us? Can I get some cannabis? Can I get amen for all the things that it has done for us? The trees.
Look at that poem I was thinking about.
They'll stay here after I'm gone. One of the first signs of life since the dawn of time. The trees have seen it all. 40-foot monsters and Neanderthals. Leaves leave in the fall, but the trees stay. They played both sides, carried us across the Atlantic to our colonized demise, then helped Harriet hide and ride that railroad to freedom. They give life, one cool carbon O2 molecule produced with every breath. Inhale, feel the trees in your chest. Tell them thank you. Then thank God for them. Ganja. Smoking to my smoking on the sticky tuka. Yeah, smoking to my fuck a e-cig in the hookah. I'm smoking to my corner with the geeks in the metro.
Perfect genre smoke, you know what I'm saying? It's just long enough to roll up, be smoking, you know what I'm saying? Everything locks in around this time. The exact time, I think the exact time is like 4:19 actually. I think it's like exactly 4:19.
Talking on a ticket.
And the funnest thing about like making all these songs is like whenever I get to express all this energy in the studio, it really just be like me in like my office space, jumping around, like turn, like, oh, this shit's fucking fire, like FaceTiming my niggas, like, bro, what you think about this shit real quick? Like that's the most fun part to me is like whenever the idea fully comes together. And I said that because I was thinking about like what it felt like to make that song, and I just remember like being super excited once I got that like screaming part on. I was like, oh, that part, I'm turned. Like every time I record that, it just felt like even more and more energy in it. I fuck with it.
No, that's a good point you brought me to, is by saying that. Now from chapter 2 now, right? From when you first started doing music, how's your process changed from then to now?
I think the biggest part of how it's changed has really been where I'm creating at. I used to be at home, you know, I used to either be like on the bus or, you know, in like some kind of space where I just had time to kill. And now it's kind of shifted into like almost like a utility. Like if somebody wants a feature, then I'm writing some new music, or if I want to work on a new project or feel like I need to be doing something to kind of keep the, you know, listeners, you know, supporting my shit, then I make some new stuff. But that's been like the difference. And then the inspiration too. Like sometimes back in the day, I would just be like, all right, I got a hook in my head and I just write it down. It's not so much like that now. I kind of do need like a melody or inspiration to kind of build off of. Yeah. Not so much for the lyrics, but at least for a feel, or like what needs to, like what words need to, yeah, exactly, what words need to go on it. Yeah. For sure. So that's what's changed the most.
It's just your process in general, the way that you go about it.
And I think that's like a good thing. You know, I think that knowing how to feel the music and wanting to feel the music to be inspired by it, that means you're not gonna make no corny shit, because everything is, you know, kind of lining up.
Driven.
Yeah. Inspired.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Now, we're here on the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast.
Yep.
What can we look forward to in the future, bro? What do you got? What you working on? What you got coming up? I know you're doing the Man Fest. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, so Manmade Fest was held. This was December 20th. Yeah,
this was the third one, right?
Yeah, third one. It started off from a competition that Level Up was doing. I won, I think, second place, and I got a festival that I could host there. So I ended up performing and getting a couple of different artists headline the first one, and it did pretty well ticket sales. So the next year, they had reached out and they were like, "Yo, the ticket sales were really good for Manmade Fest. Do you want to do another one this summer? Like no competition, just do a Manmade Fest." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we did it. It was really fun. It was really dope. Great ticket sales with that one. After that, I kind of wanted to take it and kind of make it my own a bit. So, I branched away from Level Up. There's still a great space. I still fuck with Mario. Shout out to Mario.
Yeah, shout out Mario and Level Up Studios for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, expand the idea a bit and then have some autonomy with how I want to do things. So we went over to Mr. Smalls. We got accepted for our idea. They gave us some dates. I chose the 20th. That was the best one for me. I really didn't want it to be too much near Christmas.
That's fine.
I didn't want to compare with it, but I also didn't want it to feel too much like a holiday party. Like I wanted it to be like a music festival. So we ain't do no I said no decorations. They said, "You want us to decorate?" And I was like, "Man, no snow shit, no twinkle lights, nothing, bro. It should just look like a bar,
be nothing festive.
And a stage." Yeah, for real. I wanted to feel like like real music focused and instruments. That's it. So we had the space that was fun. It was great. We had record attendance because we were used to having about 80 to maybe
you
like
had
60
a much
people.
bigger space to
this
work
time
into,
more people, more ticket sales. I love that. So we topped out at like 192, which is like
fire.
Damn near double the numbers. Yeah, I love that. Shout out to everybody who came. Shout out to everybody who was posting content. There's still people posting content from the show. So all of that was a big part of why the music is kind of helping drive. Like the Man-Made Fests are kind of something that the people who have been in it, they look forward to it, and they know that it's going to be a good event because we ain't had nobody get shot, we ain't had nobody get fucked up. Everybody gets paid for performing, and I'm saying everybody get home safe for the most part. So that's cool with me. And those are all the most important things, especially paying the artist, bro. Like I feel like if you get on stage, no matter what, and you're performing, you should be compensated for that. So every artist that's ever performed at Man-Made Fest has always gotten paid something. Now I'm not paying your rent. Of course I'm not paying your rent. I'm saying you did 5-10 minutes of my show. So I'm gonna toss you either like 15 or 25 or a portion of your ticket sales if you really went crazy with your ticket sales, I don't see no issue with that. But other than that, I really wanted to help establish a community. So Man-Made Fest is kind of an extension of Man-Made Studios because these are people who I recorded your music. I know what your performance set's going to be. I know what a lot of your beats are because you either bought them off of me or you got them somewhere else and you recorded them here or I seen you perform somewhere and we were on the same card and I wanted to see your energy here. So those are all like the connecting factors for how Man-Made Fest gets cultivated. Now there is a small pocket of people who submit music, but I ain't gonna hold you. In my mind, I kind of already know who I want to see on stage. Like at least 60% of the list. Right. Some people feel like that's a little different. I'm like, you should curate shows. You should be able to put together an idea and be like, all right, this person, that person, this person, and then a little break because their music's going.
You can dictate the vibe that way.
Exactly, and then you can also curate that for your crowd. If you know your crowd's going to be like a variety of people, then you can just have anybody there. But if you know you're going to have people who like hip hop, you probably shouldn't put a whole bunch of R&B artists in there because they're going to be bored. You know what I'm saying? They're going to fuck with it, but they ain't
looking for that.
Exactly. Yeah. So and it also finally it gives me the autonomy to kind of be on an executive end of stuff. It's my idea. I'm the event promoter. I'm the event host. I usually get a co-host, to kind of help offset some of the work that I got to do there. But for the most part, I get to kind of put on a different hat. And I was telling everybody like all three of me were there, like at Man-Made Fest. So you might have seen like the host BrothaMans running around, and then you might have seen Emmanuel talking to like the staff, and then you might have seen like Manny trying to like connect with his friends because like he still don't want to miss out, so I'm trying to do a quick little shot or something, like just like little small shit. So just trying to make sure that I get to enjoy the shit that I'm doing along the way. I don't want it to always be work because this is my passion, but I want it to still be fun.
Yeah, you don't want to take away from that passion. Yeah.
And I kind of always tell myself like, I think when this shit stops being fun, I don't want to do it no more.
That's true. Yeah,
and that's the realest way I feel about it.
Yeah. So. Any more Man-Made Fest coming up?
Hell yeah. Yep. For sure. There's plenty. There's going to be, bro, as long as I'm damn near doing music and got a studio and a community of artists who want to support and connect, there's going to be a Man-Made Fest. And as long as I can afford it, But this year, it's going to be called Man-Made Forever Fest. Okay. Because it's the fourth one. Yeah, going to slide the 4 in there.
Play on words, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going to have, the idea is that this year's festival is going to be outdoor. I want it to be outside, so I want to be warm, like August, like, you know, very comfortable festival weather. I want to have like vendors. I want to have games there. I want to have an outdoor masseuse. I want to be like cooking out like free food, but then also have people who are selling food. So you got the option.
Vendors,
you know, so I'm saying sometimes everybody ain't got money for all the extra vendor shit. They got a ticket and they want to be in the space.
Right.
Also a tip for people who are organizing stuff. If you ever want to have an event, if you give away alcohol for free, you could charge a higher ticket price for entry.
Yeah.
So I would have an outdoor festival, but charge like $30 for the ticket. But you're like, what are you getting? Well, I think I'm making you food and alcohol
and drink
and free. And there's like, I'm saying you also got to put like a drink limit on the ticket. Like I think it's like 2 or 3. But either way, that's still fair. You know, like you're giving away free alcohol, you're giving away free food, and then also having like enough time for everything to get done. The one thing that I feel like I regretted was, I don't know if I either gave too many different artists too much time or if I just didn't start the show early enough, but we kind of had to adjust the like third half of the show because just timing wise and like, you know what I'm saying, I love Mr. Small as a space, but the staff, they weren't too accommodating at the beginning of it. So, you know what I'm saying,
it took you longer to get going than you planned on.
Exactly. And then after the fact, they were like, well, we gotta shut down at 12. I'm like, well, can we at least get 12:30? And they were willing to let us go till then. And we ended up having a little bit of time left over, but I still felt like, you know, if we wouldn't have been able to have to cut out Brody sacrificed his set, and like, I appreciate him so much for that. But he was like, "Hey, bro, if you're not going to be able to perform at your show, I'm not getting on stage." So he left. He left, so I couldn't even call him a stage. Like he did as left Manmade Fest. So I appreciate him for doing that and making that sacrifice. Yeah. But I really wanted to see his set because we had a great turnout, a whole bunch of artists. Of course, I want everybody to see everybody. Like, you know, I don't want anybody to have to shorten their set. Everybody to do their whole full thing. I shortened songs and
like you said, it was your vision that you already had for it. You wanted to see that come to life.
Exactly, bro. But it still was a great night. So Manmade Fest Forever Fest is going to make sure that I account for having enough space for that. Put the right breaks in the right places and the right artists for, you know, people who got to be there later. People who need to do whatever. And I think I want to have it as like a daytime into evening, so you can go off and do some other shit later. So
it could be a festival.
Exactly, man. Started at like 12 some shit on a Saturday. If you get there, you get there. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
And then people going at certain times that are just kind of pivotal, you know. So that's kind of when I see it for this year. If you want to be a part of the show this year, hit me up. DM Manmade Studios LLC. Follow us. Just send us a YouTube link. I'll check out your music, and if it's good enough, I'll say yep. Or if not, I'll just be like, hey, you know,
it's not for this.
Yeah, not for the show.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's not good. It's just not for that particular that particular event.
I'm telling you, bro. And working in music, I found 1,000 ways to tell somebody I don't like your music without hurting their feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
If I do hurt their feelings, I know that's a really sensitive artist.
That's a really sensitive person.
Yeah.
No, for sure, man. I thank you for joining. Oh, Chapter 2's out right now, man.
Show is.
Make sure y'all follow the journey of Chapter 2. You dropping a song a day?
So what I'm doing is if you follow on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see me post like a song. Most recently I dropped the music video and visualizer for the song AI. That song's about AI. You should definitely check that out when you get a chance. But basically I have like this like 3D character, and he's like stuck inside the computer, and he's like fighting against the robots who are like sending these nuclear bombs around the world. It's crazy. The video is crazy. But yeah, Chapter 2 is out now. Appreciate that for the plug.
Yeah, man, for sure. I appreciate you joining us, man, down here at the world's dopest podcast, the Marley State of Mind podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bunch of Bull Studios, as we do every week. Man, make sure y'all tune in with us next Friday for Vision Talks, you know, as well as Stash Spot coming to you every Friday. And, you know, I'm going to be here next week with another special guest for you. And that's how we're doing it every week down here at Marley State of Mind podcast. Hey, brother, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Till next time, peace.